From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Denis Chabrol.
And I'm Kendol Morgan with the latest from across the Caribbean.
Trinidad and Tobago's Trade Minister Paul Gopi Schoon and the Guyana's Private Sector Commission yesterday resolved what had appeared to be a brewing trade dispute over non-tariff barriers. Emerging from that meeting, which also included senior officials of the Guyanese manufacturer Demerara Distillers Limited DDL, she told reporters that that company's milk was barred from entering Trinidad and Tobago because the importer did not follow the rules. She says there will be no more problems for DDL's milk after a one-time assessment is done by Trinidad and Tobago's chief veterinary officer.
We've discussed this today. An import permit is required, but based on the fact that this is the first time that any item like milk has been coming in from Guyana, there is a requirement for some what is called a risk analysis to be done, and we are prepared to work with the Guyana company to ensure that this is done expeditiously and that no such product, as far as possible, humanly possible, would ever be returned, or a decision will not be taken to be returned by the private sector.
Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness says his government will continue to seek consensus on constitutional reform despite recent pushback by the parliamentary opposition. The Constitutional Reform Committee, which includes representatives of both government and opposition, recently completed its report after national consultations, but opposition leader Mark Golden says his representatives will not sign off on the report until long-standing concerns are resolved.
My initial assessment of the response of the opposition is that I am disappointed, but I am not surprised. I am not surprised that they would have tried to find every way out of seeing this process through to its rightful conclusion. I would like to say to the Jamaican people that the efforts that the government has made is not in vain, that we will continue to pursue consensus, because the truth is that you cannot disturb the constitutional and governance architecture of the country without consensus.
The constitutional changes are expected to include Jamaica becoming a republic. The opposition leader wants the country to make the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, its final court of appeal at the same time.
A European Union-backed project is assisting the Caribbean to crack down on transnational crimes and improve justice. Experts from the Europe-Latin America Program of Assistance Against Transnational Organized Crime, El Pacto 2.0, are visiting several Caribbean countries. Caribbean News Desk was told that a team is trying to identify practical and necessary areas of support and capacity building. Several regional institutions such as the Caribbean Court of Justice, CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security, and the Regional Security System are expected to participate in the project. Expert legal and forensic training is expected to be provided to judges, magistrates, and the legal, justice, and security institutions. El Pacto's primary areas of focus include activities of drug trafficking, firearms trafficking, environmental crimes, cybercrime, and human trafficking.
The Egypt-headquartered African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, says it has approved a $30 million expansion of a hotel in St. George's, Grenada. Grenada is a major touristic hub that attracts over 2.5 million visitors each year. President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Afreximbank, Professor Benedict Orama, says the financing highlights the commitment to foster shared growth and prosperity among Africans in geographic Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond.
Elsewhere, Dominica's newest political party, the United Progressive Party, UPP, is raising its profile with the public announcement of two new high-profile members, including the sitting parliamentary representative for the Marigot constituency, Anthony Charles.
St. Lucia is the latest Caribbean country to implement emergency water rationing measures in response to the prolonged dry period affecting most of the region.
Meanwhile, the general manager of the Vincentian Central Water and Sewage Authority has told reporters his entity is hoping for the best but preparing for the worst as a prolonged dry season continues to impact the water supply sources. This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp on +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.